Hey everybody, Rhys here with Awakening Tip number 15. And Awakening Tip number 15 has to do with how do you deal with addiction. Addictions are tough to deal with, right? Because they are things that seem like they're going to be good for us. You know, we're addicted to something because we think, you know, we shop. It's like, if I go shopping and I get this thing, that'll be great. And I get it, and you get it home, it's like, oh, it's not, you know, now it's not, you know, it's not quite enough. It never fills you fully. An addiction is just an empty promise, right? Your brain tells you that if I do this, if I drink this, if I have this coffee, if I do this, that'll be, you know, exactly, that'll be it. That'll be what I need. And then it's, when you're done with that, it's like, oh, that's, you know, when's my next cup of coffee? When's my next drink? When's my next? And so that's what addictions are. And so why are they like that? Why are they always a false promise? Why do they never fulfill? And why do they drain you so drastically in your life? And why are addictions really keeping your energy so low that you can't actually live your life purpose? Why is that? Well, it's because at some point in our lives, we made a vow, and if you read my book, Discover Your Purpose, you'll find out how I teach the vows. We made a vow that we're not going to need a certain quality. We're not going to need love. We're not going to need to be loved the way we really need to be loved, because we couldn't get that from our parents or from our family or from our society. Or I'm going to be okay being, you know, the helper, you know, in the world. If you were brought up in a family where being a good helper, being a good, you know, caretaker, that was really a high value. It's like, well, I'll do that, and I won't be selfish. I'll vow to never be selfish. Never what I really want. And these basic needs that you have of really, a lot of them are just to be loved, to be cherished, to be seen, heard, understood. All of these things that we essentially need. When we vow not to need those, and those are really needs, and especially if you've got a special need of speaking. I need to be a speaker. I need to share my mission, or I'm a doer. I'm a super, you know, I've got to, you know, take action in the world, you know, or I've got to be incredibly strong and tough, and that's who you are. And that's what, you know, and if you vowed not to share one of your primary qualities, one of your essential qualities, which often we do because when we get rejected for it, it's like it's way too painful. So what we tend to do then is we've made a vow, a real vow, like hardcore, like vowing, like a vow that you make in the church, not to want that, not to have that. And yet, if it's an essential quality within us, our chakras are designed to want that and to attract that to us. And it attracts that to us, and we say, no, I don't want that because I'm not that person. So when we can't fill a basic need, we try to fill it with something else that's like it. So for instance, love, when we're okay with not having love, I'm totally fine not having love. Well, as you're sitting home alone, what are you doing? You're eating chocolate. Why? Because chocolate is actually one of the closest things, when you taste it, or you know, the smell of roses and chocolate and honey, those are all sort of things that sweetness is the closest thing to love. And so you become addicted to something that is a false promise. It says it will do that for you, but it actually just makes you fat, or it actually gives you a little, you know, sugar hangover. So addictions are very simple. You need to figure out who you are, what you really want. My book, Discover Your Purpose, is designed to do that. My program, the Rhys Thomas Institute, teaches you how to know who you truly are, what you're here to really do, and how to really feed yourself what is truthfully going to fill you and is not a false promise. So tip number 15 is addictions and how to release your addictions. Bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that tip as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. And I just wanted to let you know that these awakening tips, I'm going to continue to do them over the next 2 months, right up to our event, our big flagship event each year, which is called Awaken. And these awakening tips are just the tip of the iceberg as to what you're going to get in a 2-day event, May 20th and 21st, at the Holiday Inn in Dedham, Massachusetts. It's Going to be awesome, and we've used that hotel before. They're fantastic. It's a great place to have it, and we are going to share with you as much as we can the experience of really being in the Rhys Thomas Institute of Energy Medicine, and these tips are just like I said, sort of like the primer for what we're doing there to sort of get you going. So if you're interested in finding out more about the live event and getting the $50 ticket. Which actually is a $50 ticket for the whole 2 days, and you can bring a friend. Click on this video, and I'd love to see you there. And you can always email support@rhysthomasinstitute.com if you have any questions or want to bring a big group. We'd love to see you there. So enjoy, and I will see you on the next tip.